by Jamie, Stephanie,
and Jada
in 8.3 from the Calgary Science
School.
When one looks at a school today through a student's perspective, the first thing that one will say when asked about schools is, it's mandatory. When you ask a student about how they learn, they typically will say through textbooks. Textbooks are simply dead knowledge and do not allow for interaction and full understanding. Instead, schools today are working like factories. Students are learning through programs that literally force the knowledge into their minds instead of learning in a way that is enjoyable for all students. School systems believe that the most important thing students have in common is their age. This, however, is incorrect. During school, one student may be enjoying his or her schoolwork, thinking, I love this, while another student would more or less rather be elsewhere. For this, we give the current educational structure a thumbs down for lack of creativity.
When one looks at creativity in schools, they see that most schools don't have lots of creativity in it. We see that as students travel through education and grow up, the creativity is being squeezed out of them. As Pablo Picasso said, all children are born artists. The problem is to remain an artist once we grow up. I think this quote is a good example of how we grow out of creativity and not into it. Most schools don't value the arts very much, and they are usually on the bottom of the school's subject hierarchy. To schools who promote creativity and divergent thinking, we give them a thumbs up.
What we believe that schools need to do is care for their students like plants, considering all of the elements that a student needs in order to grow into a successful and happy adult. So, what do plants need? Rain, soil, sunlight? Metaphorically speaking, of course. However, when we look at a student as a plant and the soil as the idea of individuality, where the individual is valued, the student is getting soil, allowing it to thrive in its own environment. We view the rain as teachers and valuing personalized learning and one-on-one communication, as well as speaking to the group as a whole. We see the sunlight as divergent thinking, shining upon a student plant. So what exactly is divergent thinking? Divergent thinking is a way of thinking that believes that there is not only one simple answer to a question, and however there are many different ways that a question can be answered. So this divergent thinking as sunlight allows the plant to grow and not to be stuck in one mind frame. One last thing to think about is the roots of the plant. Becoming collaboration and pushing a student up, and supporting their ideas and bouncing different ideas off of each other. So what did we do? We decided to redesign what a school should look like based on Sir Ken Robinson's Changing the Educational Paradigm video. Imagine a school where the main focus is how the student learns, not just pushing batches of students through the factory. We need to consider the student. Many students work best as individuals, others in groups. Some feel the peace of mind when working alone, others are horrified. Many students enjoy working in groups, others are annoyed. Some even enjoy working in large groups where they don't feel so alone. Some even have time preferences. Some enjoy working during the day, others night, and every time in between. Students are all different and excel best at different subjects. We need to discard the stereotype that if one is artistic and not the best at math, they are stupid. There are all different types of intelligence, but most are not supported. We believe that if this model of education is used, students will be happy and maybe even enjoy learning. This will create happy people, and if students want to learn, they will try harder, thus creating higher education for students, leading to good jobs which they enjoy. Thanks for watching. I hope what you take away from this video is how students view education currently.